Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today we are doing a love it or leave it. If you know this style of video, this is our kind of quarterly activewear check-in. We do some mini reviews, some quality updates, some favorites, just kind of chatting about activewear recently. So I looked at my accumulating pile of things and realized that we were overdue for some mini reviews and such. So that's what we're doing today. There are some launches coming up. I hope I can get this up before the launches, but we may be cutting it a little bit close. But anyways, let's get into it. To kick off the mini reviews, we're going to start with the Petula Color Edit drop. This is happening on August 19th, and I will put the time and everything on the screen. But this launch, we have some fun, bright colors over here. Everything in the Sierra fabric. Petula recently has been doing more like small focused launches, and as a reviewer, I find it hard to really like get you guys the information because they give me like 3 days to post about it. Like when I'm filming this, I'm still not allowed to talk about any of these things, and I don't understand why they're limiting it so heavily. So I do apologize if it feels like the information gets a little bit rushed, because they've just been going launch after launch after launch, and I think everyone needs to like slow down. This year has been really crazy with launches, like even more so than usual, and I just don't know what it is. But this stuff hasn't even launched, and they're already emailing me about the next launch, and I'm like, guys, we haven't even launched this. So sometimes when I don't really love a launch, I just like don't really talk about it much at all, because I don't need to like overwhelm anyone. Anyways, let's get into this one. I do really love Sierra fabrics. The 3 colors that are dropping, we have Creamsicle, which they did a little Creamsicle drop a little bit ago, which again, I don't know why they just didn't wait to include it in this. And then there's also Azul, which is this nice royal blue. Clearly, I've been into it lately. And then we have Citron, which is the inner lining of the sports bra, and it's a really bright green. I also should mention my code for Petula is Kathryn, and it's 5% off. Okay, so there are only 2 sports bras. We have the Reversible Bralette. This is not a new sports bra. This launched in the That Girl collection. So it's made of the Sierra fabric. It's a dense brushed material. This is a reversible sports bra, so you can flip it inside out and wear it with the other color on the outside. I've already worn it with both colors on the outside of it, and they both fit exactly the same. Recently, they've been changing all of their logos back to their signature little sweat drop in a tonal silicone color, and guys, that was like my #1 pet peeve with Petula like a few months ago, is that they started just doing like the Petula wordmark logo, typing out Petula, and it just wasn't feeling quite right. So I'm really glad that they are moving forward using a lot more of this sweat drop logo. It's just so cute, it's so subtle. You can barely see it, that's what I like. Pinto? What's up, buddy? So unfortunately, because this one is reversible, a lot of reversible bras don't have removable cups. So this one does not have any cup padding, which definitely is a negative for me. I did wear this to the gym, and it just doesn't have a ton of support, a ton of coverage. I do kind of feel like I fall out of the middle area. So let's quickly try it on, but for larger cup sizes, this is just not my favorite. Okay, here we have the reversible bra. So this is a long line sports bra and about a low to medium coverage. Side boob is good, but it's pretty scooping in the middle, and definitely when I was at the gym, like the girls want to fall out the front there, so not super secure. The support is also about low to medium, just like a slight step above the twist front bra. So this one is reversible inside out. Because of that, you can see a little bit of that neon lining. I think it's less noticeable when the neon is on the outside, but with this one, what I did when I wore it to the gym is I just kind of rolled the band up at the bottom, and then you kind of have like a little pop of color. Again, for my large cup size girlies, I really like the option of cup pads. I just think that they provide some shaping, and I just don't love how this one feels and looks without the pads. And then the back has a little crossover detail. You could try to wear it reversed, but it's not gonna work for the BTC girlies. And then again, love the logo there. So here it is with the Citron on the outside and the Azul on the inside. I actually think they did a good job of making the fabric, you know, dense and opaque enough where you can't really see the blue, even though this is a light color. I didn't roll this one up like this when I wore the Citron to the gym, because I feel like since it's a darker color, it almost just looks like a shadow on the inside of the bra. It doesn't look like, oh, there's another color on the inside here. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, I like that it's kind of like 2 for 1. I got to wear this one bra with both bottoms, but I just wish it had a little bit more coverage and support. The second and last sports bra in the Petula collection is the twist front bra. So this is in the color Creamsicle. I got a size small, and this one's definitely, these twist front bras are very in right now, but I'm ready for them to make their way out because I've had enough. They're definitely cute, but the coverage and functionality is pretty limited. So this one definitely did work for me in the size small. I think if I sized up to a medium, it would have been too big, but we'll see in the try on. So we do have a little band around the bottom to keep it secure here. The twist almost not front detail. There are removable cups. And then the back does have a cute little strappy, almost like bungee strap moment. And we have the little sweat drop logo on the bottom right. Okay, here is the twist front sports bra. So it's definitely a more low impact bra. I honestly probably won't even wear this to the gym just because I tend to get pretty uncomfortable in this style of bra. I feel like I could wear it to the gym, and then I wear it to the gym, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, like adjusting myself every 2 seconds. So first of all, coverage overall on this one is, I would say, low coverage. We do get a little bit of side boob, quite a bit of cleavage, and it's just kind of like, it's actually not too tight at all. If anything, this bottom band could probably be a little bit more secure, so I couldn't size up in this. But then it's also like kind of digging in at the middle there and creating some spillage. It just really doesn't fit me very well. I wouldn't recommend this bra for anyone really over like a C cup. We do have that cute twist detail in the front there. It is covering and secure on the bottom here. And then the straps are skinny, but they are like an elasticated fabric, so they are soft. Then the crisscross in the back. So definitely a cute bra, but this is more a bra for looks and not function. And the support is also super, super light, really non-existent. I was a little bit more hopeful that this could be the kind of fabric that you could kind of like stretch around, but with this kind of cutting in that's happening, it's just not really working for me. So a little bit of a bummer that the sports bras in this launch are not the most functional for me. It is what it is. Next we have the Sierra shorts. So these are coming in a 4-inch and a 6-inch. I always go for the 6-inch, and Petula sizing has definitely been a little all over the place this past year. Like one launch I literally was wearing extra smalls and they were like too big for me. And this launch I'm wearing mediums and they're fitting me well. So I would say we are back to the original Sierra sizing. The original Sierra leggings, I used to just be okay with them being super compressive, but now looking back, I'm like, okay, they might just be like a little bit too snug. So I did end up sizing up to a medium in the shorts. And I'll do a side by side because I also have the Creamsicle shorts in a small. And if you got the Creamsicle shorts, this is the same sizing. So for me personally, I prefer the medium in the shorts. But anyways, the Sierras, we have a pretty high rise, double thickness waistband, no front seam, little triangle gusset here, the little sweat drop logo. The seams are slightly curved around the glutes, and then they do have an elastic up the back rise seam to act as a hidden scrunch. I am a big fan of the Sierras in general. I really like the fabric. It's a little bit warm for summer. In the shorts I'm okay, but for the leggings it's like a little bit hot, so just keep that in mind. But let's try these on. All right, so these are the Creamsicle shorts in the size small. So these actually already launched. I'm just showing this as a comparison, the small versus the medium, because I only got mediums in the new ones because that will be my go-to size going forward. I just feel like it really squeezes the waist quite a bit and just feels a little overly compressive everywhere and not necessarily in a good way. So I'm just gonna try on the mediums, which I prefer. Okay, here are the medium shorts, and I really don't feel like I have any extra fabric anywhere. These honestly fit like a normal small for me. So you definitely could do the normal size if you really like that super snug compressed fit, but personally I think this fits me a little bit better. So we have a high to ultra high rise, goes a little bit over the belly button, double thickness waistband. It doesn't go super low in the front, so don't expect a lot of tummy control. No front seam. These do come in a 4 and 6-inch option, but I am always going for the 6 inches. And these are nice and friendly to the thighs, but they still stay put well. There's no side seam as well. And then we have some curved glute seams and the hidden scrunch here. I will say, if you have like a shorter sacrum, a short butt if you will, this might come up a little bit high on you. they definitely go, like my hip bone is here and they go a little bit above that. So just keep in mind if you don't like that long butt look. I don't think these are bad for me personally, but compared to some other hidden scrunches that sit a little bit lower, just kind of a, you know, anatomy preference thing there. I definitely will be squat testing this yellow color because it looks a little bit questionable. Sierra fabric definitely has some good cellulite coverage as well because it's a little bit more thick and dense. Definitely gonna be better in darker colors though. And last piece from Petula, it's a super small launch. We have the Sierra leggings. These are coming in a 23 and a 26-inch inseam. Again, I love the Sierra leggings just like I love the Sierra shorts, but I did try a size up in these as well. And I'll post a side by side. I think you can definitely go true to size if you like a compressive kind of waist snatching fit, but if you want just a little bit more room. If I'm having a kind of bloated day, I'd probably want to go for the medium, but if I am not as bloated one day, I probably would prefer the small. But anyways, these are the same structure as the shorts, just in legging form, so let's try them on. So here we have the medium leggings, and I will say they definitely don't feel obviously as compressive as the smalls, but I'm more in between the small and the medium, I would say, for the leggings than for the shorts. I do feel like there could be like a little bit of extra fabric going on here. Not crazy. I did wear these to the gym and didn't really feel like I had to adjust them or that they were sliding down, but if I was, I don't know, I feel like if I was out like walking a lot in these, they may not stay up quite as well, but that's just speculation. It hasn't actually happened. So basically ultra high on these ones. In the mediums, getting more of a light to medium compression. It's definitely not as compressive. Sierra fabric is super stretchy, soft, and brushed. No front seam. I definitely feel, as of recent, that the hidden scrunch in these is definitely trying to create a little bit more tension at the front. So compared to the Paragon Sculptseam leggings, where I just like never really feel like that in the crotch, I do like occasionally get a little crotch tension in these, so that can always be a risk with a hidden scrunch legging, that it can come and try to cause some camel even without a front seam. No side seams here. Solid medium to high on the booty scale. We do have that hidden scrunch. I love the sweat drop logo there. The Sierra fabric is very dense and brushed, so I would expect this to be cellulite friendly, especially in those darker colors. And then I always get the 26-inch inseam because I am tall, but it also comes in a 23-inch. So I think these are a very solid legging. The neon yellow, I was feeling like a highlighter in the gym the other day. So personally, my choice of the launch would be the Azul, but these are fun. I mean, I don't actually think I have a neon yellow legging. So yeah, probably not gonna be the most squat proof, but maybe better than some yellow leggings I've tried. Okay, here is the small in the new Sierras. The rise is a little bit lower than the medium on me, just a little bit less fabric to come up, but it's definitely not low rise by any means. I definitely don't have any extra fabric in these. Feeling a little bit more like a medium compression in the small. And the seam definitely wants to go up the glutes a little bit more in the small as well. So I'd still give it a medium to high on the booty scale, but definitely just like a little bit more contouring in the glutes there. So yeah, I really feel like I could go either way. I would honestly be comfortable in this small for most workouts. The shorts, on the other hand, definitely feel like the small just kind of squeezes you in a little bit too much. But I did want to note, and I now realize that they changed the gussets on the Sierras. So on the top, we have what I call a slightly extended crotch gusset. It's kind of a little ellipse type shape, an elongated pointed oval. And now they have just a triangular gusset in all of the new Sierras. And for a lot of leggings, I like a triangle gusset, but I think with the hidden scrunch on these, it's just not quite doing enough. So I actually preferred the old gusset. I think it did a better job. Like you can just see, you can't really see too much, but it definitely feels a little bit more uncomfortable in this new triangle gusset, especially in the size small compared to the medium. So just wanted to point that out. I'm not sure why they made that change. I don't really feel like the gusset was super visible before. All right, the next mini reviews will be for the upcoming Paragon collection. We have the Paragon Court launch at 2 p.m. Eastern time on August 20th. If you have early access, which I do recommend that you get, I think you just have to go on their website and just sign up for their email list. You get an hour early access, so that would be at 1 p.m. Eastern. But lately I've been kind of going back and forth with Paragon. Some collections of theirs I absolutely love. Then the next collection I'm pretty let down. So I did want to include this collection in the review because I am really liking it. I think I've just figured out that when it comes to the fabrics, they have their Reluna fabric and they have their Recstretch. They have a couple other ones as well, but I'm just not a big fan of the Reluna. I've tried to be a fan of it and it just doesn't really work for me. And we'll get into this in a second, but Recstretch for a while, I really liked how it felt, but it was just a little bit thin and flimsy. But they've actually been improving the Recstretch feel, and it's actually a little bit more dense and more like a real performance material now. So I finally feel a little bit more confident recommending them to you guys because the fabric has definitely improved. Again, with Paragon, I have my code Kathryn for 10% off. So there's kind of a lot of things, so I'm going to move quickly. I did not get every single color for some reason. I didn't get the pearl blue, but we have this bright red, this nice kind of steel blue, kind of reminds me of Buff Bunny Barista blue, a little olive green, and a light pink. I will do squat tests because I'm sure that light pink is not going to be squat proof. Okay, starting out with the Recstretch Perform bra. So I actually really liked this one. It's kind of a basic bra, but it's just one of those bras that you are really covered in and just feel very secure. It has an elastic band along the bottom, tank straps, and then it gets a little bit strappy in the back. Paragon logo is tonal on the bottom right side, and we have removable cup pads. And this is made of that Recstretch fabric, and I'll get into the Recstretch a little bit more with the leggings, but it is kind of a sleek performance material, but it is pretty stretchy as well. So I didn't get quite as much support out of this one as I wanted, but for just like a gym session, I think it was perfect. Okay, here is the sports bra, and you can just see how perfectly this fits. Like, I just feel like this bra just was like made for me. Really liking the coverage. It goes perfectly into the armpits without feeling like it's cutting into me. The bottom band is nice and secure. It doesn't feel too tight. Definitely true to size. If you're in between, I would say you could go either way, but I probably lean towards sizing up. I am getting a little bit of compression in this, but not in a constricting way. It does have a slight scooped neck, but I would still give it a full coverage overall. But because this is so stretchy, there definitely is some jiggling going on still. It's definitely a medium support. We have these nice thick tank straps, and then we go to the back and it has a cute little strappy moment with a nice little thicker strap and a skinny strap that goes together there. It looks like it would be cutting into my lats, but because the fabric is so stretchy, I'm not really feeling that. So yeah, not something I would go running in, but I do feel very secure and just a nice bra when you know you're not going to fall out of it at the gym. I also quickly wanted to mention that I totally forgot they also have Recstretch headbands. So it does come in the red as well, but I didn't get it. It's just a nice thick headband here. Nice and thick. This would be super cute with like the flare leggings and like a matching top. So we have the Recstretch Original Sculptseam Plus leggings. We've seen these leggings a couple times, but ever since their launch with the hot pink and the teal color, they've changed the Recstretch fabric a little bit. It feels a little bit more densely knit, and I actually just went downstairs to my little and weighed these, and it wasn't a huge difference, but the new ones were about 0.2 ounces heavier than the old ones. So it's not a huge difference, but even when moving these around, you can just see how the new ones maintain their structure a little bit more than the old ones. They're just a little bit more flimsy. So if you felt like the Recstretch was just a little bit too thin before, it actually has improved a little bit. But anyways, we have no front seam on these, and this waistband is honestly one of my favorite waistbands that I've had recently, because normally with a performance fabric like this, it's a little bit sleek and slippery so it can slide down, but they've included a mesh insert in this waistband that kind of just holds everything in, and it just smooths everything out and just gives you a little bit of tummy control, but it's not as suffocating elasticating as like a seamless waistband can be. I know a lot of seamless waistbands can really just like squeeze people and be somewhat unflattering, but I just don't get that feeling with this waistband. So anyways, I love how this stays up. I love how it just kind of smooths everything out. And then in the back, we do have some curved glute seams, and this is the Sculptseam Plus. So it looks a little bit scrunched from the outside, and it has that Sculptseam on the inside. So that elasticated seam. So it's a nice little hidden scrunch, super flattering on the glutes. And I believe their leggings are 25 inches. Let's try these on. All right, here are the Recstretch Original Sculptseam Plus. We have kind of between a high and ultra high rise. It definitely stays over the belly button and it stays up well. Again, this waistband just kind of snatches everything in and makes it stay put, which is something that draws me to these because performance leggings so often slide down, and these just like grip to your body with this waistband. No front seam and also no side seams here. Overall compression is about a light to medium, where the first Recstretch leggings I tried were super, super light. These are more leaning towards light to medium. Then we go to the back and they're super flattering on the glutes. They have that hidden scrunch and you can see it smooths out nicely and then just kind of gives you a little bit of glute separation. But I'd say compared to some hidden scrunches, I've actually never gotten any camel toe in any Paragon leggings, but they just don't invade your parts too much. So I appreciate that. I'd say you get a little bit of cellulite coverage only in darker colors. With kind of a thinner performance legging, you're just not going to get a ton of cellulite coverage. And the full length view of these, because they have a lot of vertical stretch, I'm able to make them a full length. And yeah, I just like that these don't like squish me any way that I don't want to be squished. They don't invade any parts that I don't want them to be, and they just stay up really well. So honestly, I am a fan. We also have the Recstretch Original Sculptseam shorts, Original Sculptseam Plus shorts, that is. And these are a 5-inch inseam short. They are basically the same structure as the leggings. They have that Sculptseam Plus in the back, the curved glute seams. Again, I really liked these as well, but because they're a hidden scrunch, the fabric goes up the glutes a little bit. So the 5-inch kind of turns into like a 4-inch inseam. So I definitely did have some rolling at the gym. I personally prefer their shorts that are a 6-inch inseam, but other than that, I did really like them. All right, so here are the shorts, and you wouldn't think these are a 5-inch inseam, but I did measure and they are 5 inches. It's just the Sculptseam just kind of eats them up a little bit. Still really like them. I just would definitely be selective about the activity I'm doing in them because I just don't like to do a lot in super short shorts. I did wear these to the gym today and they definitely rolled when I was doing my squats, any leg movement. Anyways, these are about a high rise, just right over the belly button. Got that compressive waistband in here, no front seam. I would still say overall they're pretty thick thigh friendly. I'm definitely getting a tiny bit of cutting in, but the seam itself is actually not super restrictive. So I would say it's definitely doable. The seams go above the glutes. We have that hidden scrunch, nice high on the booty scale. I'd say light to medium compression. I just wish we had a little bit of extra length, but if you like a shorter short, these are fitting kind of like a 4-inch inseam. And then something that I was super excited about are the Recstretch Original Sculptseam Plus Flare leggings. And I'm excited for these because they finally have multiple inseam options. They launched the Reluna flares, I believe a couple months ago, and they only came in 31 inches, so they were too short for me. And we complained and they listened, and now we have a 31-inch and a 34-inch, which I used to be a 33-inch girl. Now more of a 34. So now we're just missing a shorty girl length of like a 28 or 29 inches. So hopefully we can get that next time. But these are the same structure on top as the Recstretch Original Sculptseam Plus leggings. So we do have a hidden scrunch. Apparently hidden scrunch flares are the new thing. These also come in the red, but since I just got hidden scrunch flares from Buff Bunny, I thought I didn't need them, but I'm kind of regretting it now because I really do like these. Not only are they a flare, they also have a little slit at the outer side of the leg, right at the bottom. And I love the little slits like this. They remind me of my favorite pair of jeans that have that. I know some people aren't a big fan of the slit, but I just think it allows the leggings to like sit over your shoes a little bit more nicely too. Anyways, these light pink ones, probably going to be pretty sheer, but I still wanted to try them. So okay, here are the flares, and I just love these so much. I really did not expect these to work that well. So first of all, these are basically an ultra high rise, so they are above the belly button. Again, the waistband has that mesh insert in there, so you just get this like held in feeling in the waist. That feels good, but if I roll up my sports bra, it's not like muffin topping me, which I appreciate because there's no top band or anything. So it's not overly compressive, it's just like supportive. We have no front seam. I'm not really seeing that gusset in the front here. We do have a seam down the sides. And then in the back, because these are the Sculptseam Plus, they're super flattering on the glutes. Honestly, I give the Sculptseam Plus a high on the booty scale. I think it's very flattering. These leggings overall are about a light to medium compression. I think the regular leggings fit almost a little bit more compressive, and you may get a little bit of cellulite coverage in darker colors only, but any lighter colors I wouldn't expect too much. Unless it's a super compressive performance legging, you probably won't see a lot of cellulite coverage. Another thing I like about these is I like to wear my flare leggings more as like casual wear, which means sometimes I may want to wear them at home, and most of my flare leggings are brushed, so they attract a lot of pet fur. But these, because they are performance, they're sleek, the pet fur just brushes right off, so I can still say goodbye to Peach before I leave, you know, out and about, and I don't really have to worry about lint rolling excessively. Lastly, just talking about the flare shape and everything, these are more of a, what I would say, a boot cut flare. They do start to get loose slightly above the knee here, so they're not a super dramatic bell-bottomy flare compared to like a Buff Bunny Foxy flare. The actual flare shape isn't as extreme, but you still get a little bit more than you would expect because that little slit can kind of go over your shoes, and it just kind of opens up a little bit at the bottom there. And I am pleased to say that they are not hugging the calves. There are no Clydesdale horses here. These are thick calf friendly. I really love the length of them. I'm glad I got 3 colors in these because I will definitely be getting a lot of use out of them. I've just been reaching for my flares a lot recently. These are just a slightly different feel than my normal Buff Bunny flares that I go for, and I actually really like them. We also have the Define Sculptseam Jumpsuit. So this is in the Recstretch as well. And looking back, we did get this in a shorty suit a little bit ago, and it was definitely too big. So I'm a little nervous because I did not size down in this, and now I'm worried that it might be too big. But anyways, we have a scoop neck, racer back, super open in the back. When they launched their Cloudrib little shorty suit, I loved that one. It had a built-in bra. It was like a 6-inch inseam. It was reasonably priced too. It was like cheaper than their leggings for like a full onesie. And this one just doesn't have those same features. I'm really not loving it quite as much. They have removable cups, but it's not super like compressive in the waist area, and there's no built-in bra under it. So you're definitely not getting a ton of support. We do still have a hidden scrunch back here, but for me, when it comes to jumpsuits, I just prefer a flare jumpsuit or a short jumpsuit. I just don't really love the legging ones. They just don't speak to me as much. So okay, here we have the jumpsuit. I mean, it looks cute in the red. There are some things about it. So first of all, the bottom area feels true to size, but the top area definitely just is feeling a little bit saggy. I think just with how expansive the open back is, it just needed to be like a little bit more snatched. So top coverage is good. I'd say it's medium to full top coverage. The main area is there's definitely a little bit of side boob, but everything else is pretty covered. We do have the removable cups, but there's no under bust support, so I really don't feel very lifted, especially because it does feel a little bit big on the top as well. So I definitely would consider an idea of sizing down altogether in this. I don't think it would be too small on the bottoms because it is so stretchy. So we have some little waistband seams here, and then it's only one thickness of fabric in the front here. And honestly, I'm getting used to the Buff Bunny bodysuits where they're like double thickness and compression in the waist, and I just feel like that's so flattering. So when it's like single thickness, it's not doing anything to like, you know, snatch you or anything, which is fine. It's more of like a comfy bodysuit than like a, you know, waist support bodysuit. We do have these seams all the way down the front here, kind of elongating, and then in the back we do have that sculpt seam, which helps it be a little bit more long torso friendly. Honestly, all of their bodysuits have been very long torso friendly. I don't feel too restricted height wise. We have that racer back. I would give these a medium to high on the booty scale just because it's giving slight long butt, and the fact that the seams are so high up here. And then I believe these are a 25-inch inseam. I could probably pull these down a little bit to make it look a little bit longer. So yeah, I just feel like this one is giving a little bit more wrestling singlet than I would like it to give. Just probably not something I'm going to wear, honestly, but it is very comfy, and the price is pretty comparable. I think it's like the same price as the leggings, so pretty good for getting a full outfit. Okay, then super quickly, we're going to get into the Cloudrib pieces. In general, the Cloudrib pieces are not my favorites, so that's why we're moving through them quickly, because they're just like, they're okay. When it comes to ribbed fabrics, I just don't always love them. So this is the Engage Cloudrib bra. This is new. It's a long line bra. They have an elastic and then kind of continue it on. I don't love when they do this because I feel like you can kind of see it when it's on. You can see like that defined elastic area. And then the back is pretty good coverage as well. And we have about medium thickness straps here. So let's try it on. Okay, here is this bra. And as expected, I'm just not really liking this whole elastic then long line portion. It was really pretty difficult to get it on smoothly. It wanted to like bunch up. Also, yes, I just gave up on my hair being down. And I just don't really find it super necessary for long line sports bras like this. So not a big fan of that. Coverage overall is really good. Solid medium to full coverage. I like that their bras are not like super like high neck or anything, but the coverage is still there. So I still feel very secure in them as a large cup size, but it's not like a running bra or anything. I haven't had really any bra from them that's like above a medium support. We have the ribbed straps as well. I wish they were adjustable, but they're not. Support is more low to medium, and then just kind of simple in the back. I think they could have dropped it down a little bit in the back. It almost looks like the back is the front when you're looking at it, if you know what I mean. True to size, if you're in between, you could really go either way. So I don't have any huge problems with it, but it's just not really doing much for me. And I probably wouldn't go out of my way for it. Then we have the original Sculptseam shorts in the Cloudrib, and these are 5 inches as well. When it comes to the Cloudrib, I can't really wear their leggings because the leggings definitely slide down, but the shorts, they do stay up a little bit better. They have a ribbed texture on the outside, and the inside is more of a sleek performance, so that's why they can slide a little bit. And these are the original Sculptseam, so they don't have that scrunched appearance in the back, but they still do have that elastic up the back rise to give a little bit of a glute contour. Okay, here are the Cloudrib shorts. So I definitely just feel like they slide around a little bit. The material is just so sleek on the inside that it just doesn't really hold very well. And this is even comparing to the Recstretch, which is an actual sleek material. That I feel like grips onto my body a little bit better. The high rise, just covering the belly button there. Double thickness waistband, but you don't have that mesh support in there, so the waistband is not super compressive. No front seam, and these are 5-inch inseam. These ones have no side seam as well. And then in the back, we do have that Sculptseam, solid medium to high on the booty scale. I'd say these are definitely thick thigh friendly, but I almost feel like the thighs could be a little bit more snug because these definitely just want to like slide right up, especially considering they just feel a little bit slippery and sleek. And then lastly, we have the short sleeve Cloudrib top. This is just a little layering top. There's no built-in bra or anything, but this one is $40. And I have definitely noticed that Paragon has raised their prices recently, but a lot of their prices just like don't make sense to me because I looked back and from the Heatwave collection where I think they launched the Cloudrib, or at least it was my first time trying Cloudrib, the Vital crop that they had was a cropped tank. I know it wasn't a short sleeve, but that shouldn't make a huge difference. And it had a built-in bra and it was $36. And this is literally just a single layer like crop tee with no built-in bra or anything, and it's $40. I just don't think this should be $40. I think that doesn't really make sense with the pricing. That's like almost the same size. That's almost the same price as the sports bra, which are just a little bit more detailed in the construction. So, okay, here is the top. I rolled up the sports bra on underneath. You'll see that the top is basically the same length as the long line sports bra. So it's pretty cropped. Staying put well though. It's definitely true to size, but it's a snug cropped fit. So keep that in mind. If you want a slightly looser fit, I would be sizing up. It has a crew neck and it's not too snug against my neck there. And then very simple in the back. Again, there's nothing going on under this top. But another note, I'm glad that Paragon gives me all of the prices up front because a lot of brands, the prices release like 2 days before the launch. So I don't actually get to like really think about the prices for you guys or compare it to see if prices have gone up or anything. So I'm glad that I at least get them in advance so that we can talk about this. But yeah, this one doesn't really excite me too much. I don't tend to wear tops like this a lot. If it was more of like a meet and greet length, we might be talking differently. And the last brand that we're going to be looking at today for a mini review is a new affordable activewear brand called Flourish. So they're actually kind of related to Oxjocks. They are selling on Amazon. They're around the same price point. These sports bras are around $30 and the leggings were like $36. Definitely still in that kind of like Oxjocks Camo Fitness price range. And they just had some cute colors and patterns, so I wanted to give them a try. So first we have a little set here. Much like Oxjocks, I think I'm going to prefer their bras over their bottoms, but we'll see. This is the Flourish Blossom Curve Strappy Sports Bra. I got a size small, which is my normal size. And this one is actually $26. So the fabric is kind of a more dense brushed material. Here's a close-up of the fabric. It does feel very similar to Oxjox fabrics. We have a scooped neckline, thick tank straps that have an encased elastic inside. The bottom of the bra does kind of curve a little bit, so kind of similar to like a Buff Bunny sports bra. I think the OG one was like the Joa Brown. And then that tank strap goes along in kind of like a halter style and connects a bunch of little straps to the bottom band, which is just an elastic here. So probably going to be a lighter support bra. And then they have a silver vinyl logo, which is kind of like a little situation on the bottom left. All right, here's the bra. So definitely impressed by the coverage. I would say it looked like more of a minimal bra, but I'm pretty well covered. I would say medium coverage, a little bit of scoop around the armpit, a little bit of cleavage here, but definitely no falling out. The support, on the other hand, is very light, so definitely no high impact activities. We do have those removable cups and they're nice and smooth. And it does have a slight curve along the bottom band, but it's pretty subtle. And when this like sits where it wants to on me, you don't even really see it. The fabric actually feels pretty soft. I do like that. Even though the strap technically does go around your neck, there's no tension on the neck because these little guitar strings kind of bring them down a little bit there. And the bottom band is secure, but it's not super tight. So definitely true to size, probably size down if in between. I can't see this working out well in a size up. Yeah, it's cute, it's affordable. I'm not seeing any issues with it. And I just looked in the size range is a 2 extra small to a 3XL, which is really good for an affordable brand. Can we get Camo Fitness doing that next? Because I would like to see that. And then we have their shorts. These are in their little Flourish print. It's like a light peach color with orange flowers, and these are $33, so pretty reasonably priced. I think these are going to be pretty high rise, so we'll see. These have a 7-inch inseam, so it's nice to see like a slightly longer short. I feel like the longest we've seen recently is 6 inches, which is personally my preferred length, but if you like a little bit longer. The fabric is kind of similar to the sports bra. Prints feel a little bit less brushed. We do have that kind of double seamed waistband here, kind of similar to like the Gymshark Whitney Simmons OG. Every time there's a double seam waistband like this, everyone thinks about the Whitney Simmons leggings. And in the back we have these slightly tapered seams around the glutes. And I don't love the logo they chose for the back of the leggings because the sports bra just had like a more subtle branded logo, but this one is like a word mark logo. And I just think the font just looks like they just did a little Times New Roman and just kind of went for it, and I just don't love it. So hopefully we can see here. I know it's a little bit hard with the fabric color and everything, but I just don't love that the logo just looks so slapped on. That's actually one thing I liked about Oxjox is that they just don't even put a logo on. Okay, so here are the shorts. I would consider these like a true biker length at the 7-inch inseam mark here. I would say they're thick thigh friendly, but because they are a little bit longer, they do taper a little bit at the bottom. So I would say it's getting a little bit snug at the thigh seam, but they're long enough that they go over the bulk of my thighs. So it personally doesn't bother me. It's just a little bit compressive at the bottom, but sometimes a little bit of compression at the bottom of the thighs or just a little bit more security down there prevents them from rolling up or riding up. So for that reason, I would say true to size, but if you're in between or have a little bit bigger thighs, you could consider a size up just for that bottom seam. But otherwise this fits me very well. Above the belly button, dips down a little bit in the front here. The seams are much more smooth on these compared to the leggings. No front seam. These are feeling like a medium compression, and again, just a little bit less brushed in this print than the solids. Medium to high on the booty scale. On the back, we have those slightly curved seams there. Nothing crazy, no hidden scrunches or anything. And then a little bit of cellulite coverage as well, just because this fabric is a little bit dense and we have a print. But I will definitely say you can see a difference in the color of the waistband, which is 2 layers of fabric, in the shorts, which are a single layer, because this is a light color for sure. The other colors I definitely trust more. This is definitely going to be a little bit sheer. Overall, I actually really like these for a biker short. I think personally I would pick a solid rather than the print, but it's nice to switch it up sometimes. And the quality in fabric feels pretty good for a $33 short. So I think for an affordable brand, I would definitely give them a try. We have one more set from Flourish. This is the medium support adjustable workout top. This is made of that same fabric. It has a slight brushed feel to it. Actually maybe a little bit softer than Oxjox. We do have a secure bottom elastic here, a V neck, kind of reminding me of like the Gymshark Minimalist sports bra, whatever it's called, but it looks like it's going to be a little bit more coverage because that one is not quite enough for me. And then the back is simple. Again, we have their little logo here, which I find more subtle than just the words. And I love that the straps are adjustable and they're a little bit thicker than a regular spaghetti strap. Okay, so this bra is actually better than expected. I'm glad that it's a little bit more coverage than some other bras that are shaped like this. The bottom band is pretty secure. Size small is great, so true to size. It's a cute little deep V and has nice removable cups. Straps are adjustable. The support is definitely low, but even with the support being kind of low, I know that I would still be secure in the gym with this one. Coverage is more on the low to medium side. We definitely have some cleavage, but I wouldn't really say I have any spillage here. And with the straps being adjustable and everything, I just know that I would be okay in the gym. I love the adjustable straps. I think the logo is nice, but I still always prefer tonal. So yeah, for an affordable brand with some cuter new colors and prints, I think this is good. And lastly, we have the high-waisted double-banded workout leggings, and these were $36. So I'm definitely liking that, although the sports bras are like $30, for the leggings only being $36, like that's a pretty good price range. And the leggings have the little more subtle logo, which I like. So I don't know why the shorts don't. But anyways, we have a double thickness waistband. We have the double seams, no front seam, slightly extended gusset, which looks like it could be sitting a little bit far forward here. And this would look to be the same structure as the shorts, but I actually got another pair of these in another color just so I could confirm this. But the way that they did the seams in the front here, the bottom seam was like a continuous flat lock seam. And the top seam, they did one seam coming from the left and one coming from the right and tried to meet them in the middle. And you can clearly see like where they didn't come together quite right. So you can see right here where those seams kind of come together, and it just looks a little bit unfinished and awkward. Just to compare, I'll show the front of the shorts, where you can see the shorts have a seamless seam. You can see that little flat lock seam in the shorts here is just one continuous seam and it doesn't like come meet together awkwardly. So for now, I would probably be avoiding the leggings just until that gets figured out, but let's try these on. Okay, so I'm actually super bummed about this little waist seam because these leggings are actually way better than most Oxtrox leggings. Like, the fabric is actually not the same. This almost feels more like a Camo Fitness Serenity type fabric. It's a little bit more dense. It has a lot of stretch to it. It just has a better balance of softness and thickness than my experience with Oxtrox leggings. The waist, I would consider this super high. It goes above the belly button a little bit. I do like the double seam here. It dips down a little bit in the front. We do have a side seam, and then the back, the seams go above the glutes. This fabric is a little bit more dense, so we are getting some cellulite coverage. Overall, about a medium compression, and I did measure, and the inseam is 25.5 inches. So I had wanted this little waistband thing to be like a one-off situation, but I have another pair of the leggings in this coral color, and they have the exact same problem. So maybe I'll reach out to them and ask what that's about, because the shorts don't have it, because otherwise these would be like a really great affordable legging. You know, I was not too excited about this brand because I kind of just thought it was going to be Oxtrox 2.0, but it actually is improved. Okay, now moving on to quality updates and favorites. So in terms of quality updates, like I was saying with Paragon, I've been seeing improvements in their Recstretch, but their Reluna, the last Reluna launch they had these seams down the side, and I did share this in my Instagram story reviews, but they had this seam down the side of these leggings that in just one wear with like casual use, I got a lot of fuzziness from them. So I hope we can see it's on this seam here, and if I kind of like hold it up to the side, it's really hard to see on this kind of camera. But the seam is just really fuzzed up quite a bit, and I just wasn't a fan of the seam structure that they used. The rest of the fabric seems to be okay. But yeah, that's kind of my only quality update. Everything else has been pretty good. In terms of favorites, if you guys saw my recent YouTube short, or if you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I recently started running. I know, I said I would never start running. I don't know how long it'll last, but I've been doing it for like 2 months now, on and off, because I had some travel. But because of this new hobby of mine, what I look for is very different in running clothes versus lifting clothes. And don't worry, I'm working on reviews for high impact sports bras for running as well as running shorts. But I wanted to share like my current obsession with CRZ Yoga. I have reviewed CRZ Yoga many times on the channel before, but now that I'm running, I like literally can't stop buying their shorts. And these shorts specifically are my favorite so far. So these are the high-waisted, I believe it's the Dolphin shorts. But what I love about these is that the waistband is super smooth and doesn't cut into you. Sometimes some of the running shorts, the waistbands can be made of that like kind of more crinkly windbreaker type material and just leave a lot of dents, but this is more of like a legging waistband. There is an elastic inside and it's not adjustable, but it fits really well, so I really like this one. The inseam's quite short, it's about 3 inches, but for me it's enough length that I'm still covered, but it doesn't leave a lot of fabric to be bunched up in the thighs, because honestly the longer the short, just the more fabric is going to bunch. And I also like that the material that they use here is super lightweight, but it's not very loud. The side has like a little tulip overlay kind of slit going on, so it's very breathable. And if you've watched my running short videos in the past or my looser style short videos, you know that for so long I was a brief liner hater. I didn't understand why you would ever want this. I thought, why would we not just want a shorts inner liner? But now that I'm running, I get it. So these do have the brief liner, but the fabric that they use just for the elastic area that sits along your skin actually has this soft brushed feel to it. So you can see right here, it's just a little bit more soft and brushed, so it kind of reduces the chafing that can happen there. So anyways, after I go through and test all of the running shorts, if nothing beats these, I'm definitely buying more because they also come in super cute colors and I just love them. And they're also true to size. I wear a size small in these. One more favorite from CRZ Yoga. I won't have posted this video yet, but my next video is going to be a review on a bunch of affordable full-length tops. And this top from CRZ Yoga, I love it so much. It's made of their Butterluxe material, so it's like a soft brushed legging fabric in tank form, and it hits right over your hip bones, so it's like the perfect length that goes a little bit over your leggings but not crazy long. It doesn't have a built-in bra, which means it's a good layering piece for sports bras that you already have. It's kind of a skinnier racer back. It's just super flattering, nice and snug, slim, for my girlies who just don't want to wear a sports bra all the time and you want to have a layering option or a tank. This is my favorite one I found in that whole video, so a little bit of a spoiler. But I do size down to an extra small in this one, or else it's a little bit baggy in the waist area. Another favorite for my water bottle girlies. So I was using the Hydro Jug Traveler for a long time. I still love that one. I honestly don't know which one I like better. I recently got the BrüMate Era 40 ounce, and listen, I drank a lot of water. Like, I started this at the beginning of filming and I'm like almost done. And I am wearing some lip gloss, so it's on the little thing right now, so I apologize. First of all, it's super insulated and is like a nice sturdy material. The bottom has a little silicone kind of gripper so that it sits nicely on tables. I like the handle on this one. It's kind of more like ergonomic, kind of just like flows into the cup, kind of just like flows smoothly. So this still does fit into cup holders. And one thing I really like about this in comparison to the Hydro Jug is that the Hydro Jug, it mattered which way you twisted it on for the straw to be more like towards this way or this way, and that was just getting kind of annoying. But also this one, the little straw part is actually made of a silicone and it's squishy, which the Hydro Jug, sometimes I would like jam it into my teeth and it just like gives me anxiety that I'm gonna like break my tooth. So I like that this one is squishy because it's not going to hurt your teeth, you know, if you're driving and your water bottle gets like jammed into your face a little bit. And if you twist this, it's fully leak proof, so nothing's gonna come out. The Hydro Jug is leak proof too, but I just like that this one was as well. The only thing I don't love about this is the straw just sticks up, and I do like that the Hydro Jug one goes down. Super quick, because this video is gonna be too long, because I don't know how to be concise, is my last favorite. This is the Petula Tuckable Tee. Every time Petula launches like a basic tee or a basic shirt, something, I'm always like, oh, you know, kind of boring, not sure I really like it, and then I end up wearing it all the time. I brought 2 of these tees on my recent Europe trip, and I was wearing them like every other day. I love them so much. It's just a basic t-shirt. It's a cotton spandex blend. It's a crew neck, and it has kind of like almost like a short to cap sleeve, not quite as long as a normal tee, but they're just super flattering. They honestly just kind of like fall nicely over the chest, over the waist area, and they come in a bunch of neutral colors. I've been wearing mine a lot and I haven't had any pilling, any weird things happening to the fabric, so I've been really liking these. Okay guys, that is it for the video. Let me know if you have any video requests in the comments down below. I know that was a lot going on, so if you have any questions as well, just let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, make sure to do so. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!